Built in 1902, the main library in Nelson Mandela Bay is the oldest in the Eastern Cape. It is a heritage site but suffered flood damage in 2006 and 12. An extensive refurbishment project will see new features and modern additions incorporated into what is regarded as one of the finest examples of Victorian Gothic design. Upgrades to the tune of 37 million rand have already been carried out. Once the reconstruction process is done, the building will be a referencing library.
I think that will last for very long, especially if this now becomes a reference library where collections like the Old Herald is being kept, municipal records, very old books and old paintings and old plans. So this could become, alongside the Corey Library in Grahamstown, one of the two most important libraries in the Eastern Cape.
There's something beautiful about a library. Although we can find books online, nothing is better than actually taking a book, feeling it, smelling it, and reading it. At Gqeberha Library, situated in Wilmore Township, learners are still reliant on books. Statistics show that 8 out of 10 children cannot read properly in South Africa.
As a librarian, we find it's so very nice when you see kids visit the library. But the challenge is when they've got their school projects. And some of them, when they bring the thing, they can't even read what's on the paper. I think the most challenging thing is kids can't read.
For high school students, a library is a wealth of information.
I think the library is important to us because it helps us with our assignments and our schoolwork, and because sometimes we can't afford data to search it up on internet, so the library helps us.
The Metro is playing a role, especially in disadvantaged areas.
Not all of our communities are having Wi-Fi access and at homes. So we are still very relevant as libraries, and as libraries moving with the times, are moving both traditional libraries and the electronic libraries along. Despite the fact that we've brought in this, but we found that the print is still being used more than the electronic library. So as a city, we have both the LE media, we also have the traditional libraries, and we're running both, and the statistics tells us that the print media is still very relevant.
In 2003, forest fires raged throughout Europe as the continent experienced...
Despite the advent of e-books, pictures and pages in a book are still popular.
I think it's very important because it can improve their reading, their writing, and how they communicate with others in improving their language.
I like reading because it spreads knowledge. And my favorite book would have to be Tom Gates.
This is my favorite book because it has very interesting facts about the past, and this is about history, and history is my favorite subject because you can learn about how it was in the past and how it affected the future.
Experts believe that reading on paper has a number of benefits, including nostalgia. And at the end of the day, each one of us takes something special away from reading.
The more you read, the more you learn.
Reading is dreaming with your eyes open.
Reading takes you on a wonderful adventure.
Knowledge is power.
Jade Lee Paulser, SABC News, Port Elizabeth.